I am NetMoverSitan.
And the walls are still run by a mix of professional idiots, walking kebabs, and psychopaths more corrupt than a hard drive with Windows Vista on it. After a load of malware was deliberately downloaded.
Whenever some urge you to do something, it's just another way of telling you to do the opposite of what's good for you. Whenever I hear someone say that, I treat them as potential child killers and rapists. I don't trust them, and treat them with suspicion, much like the makers of defective goods. I think you can guess where that is, and it's not Britain. Another kind of person I treat with less respect than an internet troll are those who use religion as an excuse for something. Any who say, insert religious specific name here, will prove me right, or only insert religious specific name here can judge me. Who are they trying to fool? It's not a higher power that judges others. It's a higher authority! As in a civilized society, none are above the law. Oh, about that.
May their genitals drop off at an awkward moment, and their brains rise like the mines after coming up with their apocalypse countdown calendar!
I've looked at a few religions, and I see contradictions, inequalities, and vague messages. No wonder it's been used as an excuse for violence before nations became secular and found some other excuse used to keep everyone else from letting themselves go and thinking for themselves. Messages of love and hope. Bah! Hate and fear, more like. Hate towards any who don't believe the same as them, and fearful of both divine wrath and of infidels and heretics. Video analysis time! First we have Kirby with lyrics. Essentially the Green Greens theme, which is most associated with Kirby, as it's the theme of his stage in Smash Brothers games. With some up lyrics, and some things which actually make sense. Although with one thing involving the copy ability, that's not possible, as he lacks a certain part. Watch to find out what. All they need to do is to give Kirby a microphone and send him to Justin Bieber. He'll be doing us all a favour. Make his head explode! Next we have Kirby's Dream House, where Kirby is not a cute squishy creature. In this, he's down there with Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees. Let me put it this way. When he eats something, it doesn't get spat out as a star. It also features copy abilities that you don't see in any media. There'd be if he ate a microphone. It's also in 2 parts. Finally, we have Kirby Gourmet Race Just kidding! There's no Kirby in the last one. It's really Iron Man's Drunk, where Spider-Man needs Iron Man for an assist in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. He discovers that he's relapsed, and does everything he can to lose all of his dignity! So where's him wearing a skin-tight spandex suit? His third team member isn't much better. The yoga-loving, brony, assist-me version of Dr. Doom would have done better. It is worthy of the Psychosis altar! As for those who make the excuse, you can do this and leave this to us. My thoughts are, yeah, you're doing a great job so far. I wouldn't be surprised if this was used as a regularly used excuse in politics. Those who are unable to take responsibility for their own actions, who make the big decisions, yet are unable to manage their own lives. Not about losing what's left of their dignity, anyway. Just because someone says something enough times doesn't make it any more true. In fact, it makes it less believable, as in, an excuse spoken too many times doesn't work. Some of them probably think they're Jedi, performing a Jedi mind trick. Believe what I say. Believe my... doesn't even work on the weak-minded! Empty promises, however, do. Here's what the so-called representatives of the people seem to do with complaints and suggestions. Or in the case of email, deletes them without bothering to read it. More broken promises amongst them than Malakath's ash pit. Although that, unlike them, has a spine. Well, that's it for this edition. I shall upload the next edition sometime before the end of this year. Unless it turns out that the Mayan mystics were right, and the world shall end next month. In that case, this shall be the last edition. If it is, I thank you for your viewing. If it isn't, and it turns out that they were on hallucinogenics at the time.